This is HF from Ringworm, and you're watching Austin Underground.
Hello, my name is Chris Peck, and you're watching Austin Underground. I'm here with the lead singer of Ringworm, and he's going to be playing the South by Southwest showcase tonight at Grizzly Hall for South by Southwest. So how are you guys feeling?
Pretty good. Normal tour. Tour feelings. You're tired, you're beat up, but you know, you're kind of coasting. You know what I mean? Tour mode.
All right.
Yeah.
So now you're the oldest member of the band like this today. So you can talk a little about how has the band's sound developed from, I think it's dawned in like 91 all the way to 2017.
Well, I guess, I mean, you could say we've kind of gotten more metal, but we were always kind of metal, so I don't know. I just think over the past 25 years we've just gotten a little bit better. We haven't changed so much, we've just gotten better at what we do. You know, so the riffs are a little more intricate, a lot more solos than in 91, but I think it's just we haven't changed so much, it's just been a natural progression in what we do. So we kind of, if it's not broke, don't fix it type thing. So we just keep sticking with what we do.
Yeah. Now, you know, when I told people I was going to be interviewing Ringworm, they were like, you know, that's kind of a strange name. So can you talk, obviously I'm sure you've gotten this question a million times, Can you talk a little about where the name came from?
The name is real easy. Like when we first put this band together, we were all fucking around, and then we wrote a song. I guess we're gonna have a band. So I'm a huge horror movie fan, and big Vincent Price fan. So there's a movie called The Conqueror Worm. So I was gonna say, how about we call it The Conqueror Worm, and instead I just said Ringworm. That was it. There's nothing else to it, and no one questioned it because no one thought we were gonna be around 27 years later. Everyone's just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And then that was that. And there's really no thought into it, no deeper meaning. It was just, it was what it was, and then we just kept playing and never broke up, and this is where we're at.
And now it's kind of basically developed the meaning of its own.
Yeah, I mean, what's in a name anyways? There's so many really dumb names out there that are like half of sentences and paragraphs and sentence fragments, and so who cares? The name's a name, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Very much so, yeah. I've interviewed some bands with some horrible names.
Sure, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So
now I want to talk about, I think it's just back July, released your latest record.
Yeah,
can you talk a little, Can you talk a little about the development of that record, specifically with the song Snake Church, which is I think one of the best songs off the record.
Thanks. Well, we're pretty simple simple animals when it comes to recording. You know, we don't make a big deal out of it. Matt writes some songs, and he shows them to our drummer. They kind of do some arrangements, and then Ed will come in, and if he's got some stuff he wants to do, he throws that in there on bass. And then when that's pretty much formed, I'll listen to it, some recordings of what it is, and maybe get some vocal patterns, whatever. And then if I come up with some ideas, we'll tweak it just a little bit. They go record the music, and then they give it to me. And once they're all done with the music, I go in and do all the vocals. So no one really hears what the songs are going to sound like with the vocals until they're done.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of the way it's been since we started. You know, we don't do a lot of pre-production and all that. We just write songs, go record them, and that's that. Real simple, straightforward. So we don't try to make a big, you know, spend thousands on pre-production and bringing in producers and all that shit. So we don't really need it for what we do. We just pretty much meat and potatoes. We go in there and do it.
Capture that really, I think, that raw sound. Now, there's many bands that like In Flames or some others that their vocalists have like had surgeries and everything just because how long they've been together. Have you had to deal with anything like that? Because it sounds like your vocals are very raw and very gritty.
Yeah, they are. You know what? It's a lot of repetition. I've been doing it forever. So, and I'm not saying I don't have bad nights and good nights, but you know, the way I look at it, it's about maybe like 30 to 40% technique, because I know what my vocals are capable of at this point. I mean, I don't have much range, so I don't have to hold a note or like sing. If I'm out of tune, it doesn't really fucking matter. But it's about 30% technique, 70% adrenaline. That's the mixture. And you know, I smoke and I drink. Don't smoke, kids. It's terrible for you. But yeah, I don't really do all the things that you know you're supposed to drink warm water and all this stuff, and I don't do any of that. Sometimes I'll have a cup of tea if my voice gets roached a little bit, but I don't know. It's just kind of I just do whatever it is and scream as loud as I possibly can at all times. So there's really no trickery to it. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no studio magic. It's pretty much just scream your balls off. That's all. That's it. Yeah.
And you feel that coming through the music for sure.
Oh, good.
Now, so one thing is, over the years, how have you able to like not only just keep the energy on stage, but how are you able to how do you try to engage the audience and really get the audience moving, like over these years that you've been playing?
Well, I kind of have there's a lot of singers that I like to personally, like there's some bands you see and they're kind of looking at a crowd as one thing. I like to single people out and kind of as if I'm talking to one person. You know what I mean? I like to, because it's not really a show. It's more of a, for me, it's like doing my job in the band is more of a release, and I'm trying to get a point across, whatever that point may be. I don't know. So I kind of verbally attack a crowd. You know what I mean? I sometimes we've had shows where people have gotten just really uncomfortable because it's almost as if I'm singling them out, but it makes you feel part of the show. I mean, if you're going there just to watch a band, and that's cool, whatever, but I always prefer to feel like you're part of the show. Like it's, you walk out of there feeling a certain way, whether you hate us. If you walk out of there hating us, then maybe I did my job just as well. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're just like, fuck those guys, or that guy's an asshole, or that guy's gross, whatever. At least you're feeling something. I like us or not, I just want people leaving just feeling something, something that they didn't feel before they got there, whatever that may be. So.
Do you think that type of personal attention is lacking in bands, or maybe it's plentiful in bands of today?
You know what? I think it's lacking a little bit. But then again, I'm an older dude. I'm 45, so the times have changed. But some things don't change, like a good front person or vocalist or whatever. I like when they're really engaging to the crowd. Like they bring you in. They bring you into the music. You're part of it now. You know what I mean? You're stuck. So even if you're just watching and you can't take your eyes off of it, you're in. So a lot of that is missing because there's a lot of bands that are they're more worried about either looking good or their poses or their moves or the whole, rock star type thing, trying to get big. So it's, that's almost secondary to the, I don't know, just getting all the bullshit out of you when you're trying to sing, trying to get all the emotion out or, whatever you're trying to, get out of your system as a singer. So I think a lot of that, from what I see, I don't see a lot of it too much anymore. It's there's a lot of people that are just, doing whatever it takes to get big, to get popular. And sometimes that's like kind of playing the game, saying the right things in between songs. And like, there's shows that, the crowd may not be into it all and I'll abuse them. You know what I mean? I'll crowd bait. I'll insult them. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is, you know what I mean? Sometimes they need to be insulted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass just to, please like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it is what it is. So I always appreciate that type of approach, like just someone that's like, someone that just is like, whoa, that's fucking intense. You know what I mean? So I don't see too much of it, but it's out there, it's out there. There's just so many bands and, like I said, I'm an older dude, so I don't see a lot of newer bands. But when I come across some bands, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I dig that, So I may even like the music, but, I like the kind of approach that maybe they take presenting it. So, yeah.
So, can you talk a little bit like, so I guess obviously you verbally assault the crowd, I guess you could say.
Yeah, sure.
But when you attend concerts on your own, or you just listen to maybe music that you're just a fan of, do you also like listening to really aggressive, heavy music? Or
very rarely. I mean, I listen to tons of different styles of music across the board. So I mean, I listen to a lot of different shit, and it's rarely anything that's super fast or super aggressive. I mean, I do have tons of bands I listen to that, but when I'm at home or I'm driving, I listen to anything but what we do. Anything closely similar to what we do. I probably don't listen to it all that much. So, I mean, I spent so much time doing that.
Yeah.
That I don't really need that. You know what I mean? I get plenty of that. So, but there's tons of bands I like and I listen to that are still fast and aggressive and uber heavy. But for the most part, you know, I've always been this. You know, even since I was younger, I listen to like, you know, more rock-based stuff, more stuff that's, you know, I guess maybe calming.
Yeah.
I guess cerebral, whatever. So, yeah.
All right, now getting back to the music, I want to talk about the song Snake Church.
Okay.
I think it's really blowing up right now for you guys.
I hope so.
Well, I think it is.
Good.
So can you talk about a little the meaning behind that song and kind of how you guys approach the recording process for that?
Well, like I said, the recording is pretty much, you know, cut and dried how we usually do it. And that particular song, it's like when we get a collection of songs together, you know, we obviously got to pick one that's, you don't always have to have the title track for an album, but for most of our records we do. That one just seemed to kind of fit, and lyrically, if you're looking for a meaning behind that one's more of, you know, a lot of our music, or my lyrics anyways, are, I guess there's a lot of religious overtones to it, whether it's, you know, just using that as a backdrop for any type of social commentary, or using religion as some type of, you know, examples. You know what I mean? You're not, you know, sometimes it's not literal. It's just used as, you know, a backdrop for telling stories or something that's happened in my life, and I could easily use that, you know. But that song in particular is more so, it's kind of literal, I guess. I mean, religion in this country and across the globe is a pretty fucking crazy thing, whether you know, on any side of it that you're looking at. I mean, it's done a lot of good things, sure. It's done a lot of fucking horrible things too. So I've always been at odds with it. I mean, I'm not a big organizer. I'm religious in some things in my life, and I think in its pure form, religion can be a good thing. Just don't be an asshole. Yes. You know, be cool to other people.
The key to society.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's what. You know, I'm not a scholar, but I mean, the basis of a lot of religions is just be cool to each other. Well, that's, you know, not usually. You know, history will tell you that's not how it usually goes. It's greedy, and it's about money, and it's caused just about every type of war that's ever happened. You know, it's, you know, so that song is kind of I guess not an attack on it, but just my commentary on that whole thing. So, and it worked out good, and so we just used it for the title track. So that's about it.
And then obviously, you know, you just recorded this album, now you're on tour. So what, after South by Southwest, what's like the outlook going forward for
after all this, we're probably going to take a little time off because we've been working pretty hard the past few years. So, I mean, this is pretty much our third full U.S. tour. We already did Europe for this last record, and that's been since July of last year, so we're really hitting it hard. But so we don't get burned out, we'll probably take a little time off and just kind of be real people for a little bit. We've all got other side projects we're going to work on, but I guess in the meantime, we're going to start writing a new album. Probably figure out who's going to put it out. Our record contract's expired at this point, so you know, work on and see who's going to do that. And we've got a few, like, we're recording some 7-inch stuff, some compilations. So we're going to be busy, but we're not going to be on the road per se. So we're always going to stay busy. And then we've got some video stuff that we're going to do, and you know, we'll stay busy. We're never not busy, but we just won't be on the road for a little bit. Although I think we do have a few shows here and there this summer, but nothing as extensive as what we're doing right now. So.
All right, well, again, thank you so much for talking to me.
No problem.
And for everything Ringworm, make sure to go to their Spotify, buy their new album, Snake Church, and tons of other, and all their other social media. And for everything South by Southwest and Austin music, make sure to keep up with Austin Underground on all the various social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And I'm Chris Peck with Austin Underground, and this is Ringworm. See you next time.